Hello everyone, it's Mark. Have you eaten? Devstream 11 dropped a lot of new information on the Founders Pack and Preludes 12. To start, Founders Packs will be a choice of 4 different sets. You have 3 base sets called Wild Tethrin, Wild Siren, and Wild Oselda, one for each of the 3 base packs. These will give their respective Wild Pact, Armor, Talisman, Primary and Secondary Weapon, and Figment. In addition, they will each have a unique Sparrow variant, which are unique feather patterns and colors, as well as a unique Sparrow Armor cosmetic that will come at a later date after the other Founders stuff drops. The Founders Pack will also come with Arcs, which is the platinum/paid currency of the game, and Moonsteel Threads, which are used for vanity and appearance swapping, as well as access to Soulframe preludes as well as some codes for your friends. Also included is a special flower for the Eternium Garden. The Eternium Garden is a world island where players can gather to work together to restore its desolated appearance, and the special flower can be planted here to show the world your early support for the game. The Wild Packs are equivalent to the Prime Warframes in Warframe. For those of you who aren't familiar with Warframe or Primes, what they are is essentially upgraded versions of the base Warframe. For instance, a Prime Warframe could have better shields or armor than their base counterpart, as well as ease of upgrade, due to additional polarities for their modding. They generally do not get damage upgrades to their abilities. Since packs do not give armor or defensive stats, I don't know what the Wild Packs would give as an upgrade. Perhaps maybe they would actually give more damage or better utility for their spells. The devs also did mention that while Wild Packs are equivalent to Prime Warframes, they are not a one-to-one, so we will have to see what this will mean in the future. These packs will all be available for about 30 Canadian dollars, so whatever that equivalent is for your country's currency. The 4th Founders Pack, called the Wild Paragon, is an upgraded premium version pack that will give everything that the other Founders Pack has, as well as some other special features. You get way more codes to invite people, as well as Arcs and Moonsteel Threads. You will also get another unique flower for the Eternium Garden called the Silvern Birch Flower to stand out amongst the crowd. Following this, Paragon Pack owners will also get the exclusive Paragon Greatsword, as well as a unique talisman, another unique Sparrow variant, and an armor and unique figment. In Warframe, there was a controversy amongst the player base regarding its Founders program, whereby the founders for Warframe got access to Excalibur Prime, the upgraded version of the mascot Warframe. The controversy stemmed that in days past, the devs had made it clear that Excalibur Prime would be exclusive solely to the people who bought the Founders Pack in the early days of Warframe, and that it would never be available again. Of course, since nobody can buy the Founders Pack for Warframe anymore, Excalibur Prime is limited to those who bought it only. The devs have since regretted this decision, but kept their promise for that game, and is adamant on avoiding such a problem for Soulframe. So to combat this, Wild Packs will be exclusive to Founders for a time, but will eventually be opened up to free-to-play players through a long and hard process. This is in line with the developers' philosophy of paying to speed up progress, but progress can still be made through time and effort. However, the Paragon Greatsword for those that buy the Wild Paragon Pack will be locked to the buyers. But those buyers will have a choice in that those who leveled up their relationship with Tolvacane, the blacksmith, can then craft a shareable blueprint that they can distribute to their friends or trade to others. This copy of the Greatsword will have the founder's name attached to that sword so that other people can recognize its original source. The Paragon Pack will be a bit more expensive than the base packs, but the devs did promise that it will be cheaper than the Warframe Founders Pack equivalent. Founders also get access to a merch store where DE will sell t-shirts, pins, and art cards, as well as other things to further support the game, as well as a code to unlock the Sphere Sword in Warframe in a crossover. The devs have also hinted at future crossovers from Warframe to Soulframe, maybe in the form of weapons. All of these will be available to be purchased from a new Nightfold ancestor called Zenith. This camel will sell the Founders Pack in addition to Drax, Moonsteel Threads, the weapon/pack slots, and the 3 animal packs. And the Founders program will be available starting on November 25th, so mark your calendars. The Paragon Greatsword will be a part of a new weapon type called the Greatsword, which will have other non-paid versions such as the Metacant King Sword and a Dendrite version. Quick side note, why is the Greatsword's edge facing the neck of the character? It seems like if you make one wrong move, you'll separate your head from your neck. Following this, Prelude 12 is also around the corner. It will introduce a brand new start, which will have better tutorials, such as teaching new players how to cleanse the world trees, show spectral sights usage, the Sparrow Guide, and other mechanics. Sub-bosses are now being called the Agari, which will also receive improvements. They will now be found in the dungeons such as the Undercity, the Glades, and the Nethuns. They will also be harder, have more phases, and they will drop an item called the Agaric Mushroom, which can then be mixed with the sap found in Bromius' quest to make the Koga Elixir. The Koga Elixir is brewed with Verminia and it enables hard mode, which will increase enemy levels, the players will be debuffed, spell cooldowns will be increased, health pots will drop less frequently, and self-healing from the packs will be reduced. But defeating these bosses under the Koga will increase the rewards given to you by them. The effects of the hard mode will be removed if you flee from battle or simply die. Sieges will also be getting a touch-up. It will be longer, give better rewards, and introduce a new mechanic called Infamy. As you complete sieges, your performance in it will increase your infamy with the owed enemies, which will then influence other mechanics, such as the frequency of the owed attacking you randomly, or certain drops being dictated by how infamous you are. If you die in a siege or run away, you will reduce your infamy. The enclaves or factions will now also give better rewards and better XP for doing faction tales. There will also be new runes and new totem variants coming as well. Runes will now be tied to the weapon type, such as longswords, bows, polearms, etc., instead of the 3 major weapon categories. Finally, Prelude 12 will also introduce a load of new quality of life updates, such as fast travel. After you finish Bromius the Bear's quest, you can harvest the Velvet Seed he gives you to teleport to any World Tree or faction hideout. However, this fast travel will be limited. The Velvet Seed is a consumable, meaning that you will have to use your stock carefully. This is because they explicitly wanted players to actually explore and run around the world to get their progression that way instead of spamming teleport everywhere. A revived mechanic similar to the one in Warframe, so for both single player and co-op, will also be introduced. Crosshair and the compass can now finally be toggled on permanently in the settings. That wraps up everything discussed in Devstream 11. So hopefully you enjoyed this video and are excited for the updates. Make sure you guys eat good food and stay fed. Goodbye.